Good evening, thrill seekers. Welcome to another episode of chilling horror tales that will haunt your night. Tonight, we're diving into terrifying, true scary stories from across the USA, real accounts from ordinary people who encountered the unimaginable. These aren't just campfire tales. They're based on eyewitness reports, police records, and lingering legends that refuse to die. Grab your blanket, dim the lights, and remember, sometimes, the scariest things are the ones that really happened. Let's begin. Our first tale takes us to the misty farmlands of Adams, Tennessee, back in the early 1800s. This isn't some dusty history lesson. It's a documented nightmare that plagued the Bell family for years, witnessed by neighbors, generals, and even future presidents. John Bell was a prosperous farmer, living with his wife Lucy and their children on a sprawling property. But in 1817, strange things began to happen. It started small, knocks on the door at midnight, with no one there. Then, whispers in the walls, faint voices murmuring names, secrets only the family knew. The Bells tried to ignore it, but the entity grew bolder. Bedsheets were yanked off sleeping children in the dead of night. Slaps echoed across faces from invisible hands. John himself was tormented the worst. His tongue would swell inexplicably, leaving him unable to speak, his body convulsing as if poisoned. Neighbors came to investigate, and that's when the witch revealed herself. She called herself Kate, claiming to be the spirit of a wronged neighbor seeking revenge. Her voice boomed from thin air, quoting Bible verses one moment and hurling curses the next. One night, as the family gathered in prayer, the air turned icy. Objects levitated, candles, chairs, even a heavy Bible flew across the room. Kate's laughter filled the house, a cackling echo that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere. General Andrew Jackson, yes, the future president, heard of the haunting and visited with his men. His wagon mysteriously stopped at the property line, horses refusing to move. Inside, Kate taunted him, "I know your secrets, Old Hickory." Jackson's entourage fled by morning, swearing never to return. The torment peaked when John Bell fell ill, writhing in agony. On his deathbed in 1820, a vial of black liquid appeared by his side, Kate's gift. He drank it, or so the story goes, and died convulsing. Kate's voice rang out in triumph, "I've got him." The hauntings faded after that, but echoes remain. To this day, visitors to the Bell Witch Cave, where Kate supposedly retreated, report whispers, slaps, and an overwhelming dread. Is it just wind in the rocks? Or is Kate still waiting under Tennessee's soil for her next victim? If that chilled you, wait until you hear our next story, from the swamps of Louisiana. Deep in the steamy bayous of southern Louisiana, where Spanish moss drapes like funeral shrouds and alligators lurk in murky waters, prowls the rougarou, a werewolf-like beast rooted in Cajun folklore, but with too many modern sightings to dismiss. In 1997, a truck driver named Marcus Thibodeau was hauling cargo along a foggy back road near Houma. It was past midnight, the air thick with humidity and the croaks of unseen creatures. His headlights caught something, a tall, hunched figure crossing the road, covered in matted fur, with glowing yellow eyes. Marcus slammed on the brakes, heart racing. The thing turned, snarling with a mouth full of jagged teeth, standing over 7 feet tall on hind legs like a twisted hybrid of man and wolf. He locked his doors, but it lunged, claws scraping the metal with a screech that pierced the night. Pause for suspense. Marcus floored the gas, escaping, but not before glimpsing its face. Almost human, twisted in rage. He reported it to the sheriff, who laughed it off as a gator or a drunk. But Marcus knew better. He'd grown up on stories of the rougarou, a cursed soul doomed to hunt for 101 days if they broke Lent or angered a voodoo priestess. Sightings persist. In 2015, a group of campers in the Atchafalaya Basin heard howls that shook the trees. One, Sarah Landry, ventured out with a flashlight. She found massive paw prints leading to their tent, and inside her friend's sleeping bag shredded, with bloodstains but no body. Search parties found nothing, but locals whispered, "The rougarou claims the wicked." Even today, Cajun elders warn, don't wander the bayou alone, especially under a full moon. Carry a frog in your pocket, it's said to ward it off, or risk becoming its next meal. Marcus still drives that route, but now with a shotgun loaded with silver. The bayou keeps its secrets, but the howls, they never stop. From the swamps to the deserts, our next haunt comes from the arid badlands of New Mexico. In the vast, starlit expanses of the Navajo Nation in New Mexico, ancient taboos guard against the Yi-Nal-Glushi, the skinwalkers. These aren't Hollywood monsters. They're shape-shifting witches, once human, who gained dark powers through unspeakable acts like murdering kin. In 2008, a rancher named Tom Begay experienced the terror firsthand on his isolated property near Shiprock. It began with livestock mutilations, sheep torn apart, organs missing, no blood spilled. Tom set up cameras, but they captured only blurs. One moonless night, as dust storms howled outside, Tom heard scratching at his door. Peering out, he saw a coyote staring back, eyes too intelligent, too human. It stood on hind legs, shedding its fur like a coat, revealing a gaunt, naked figure with elongated limbs. The skinwalker whispered his name in his late mother's voice. "Tom, let me in." Chills raced down his spine. No one knew that voice but him. He barricaded the door, reciting Navajo prayers, but the thing circled the house, mimicking cries of his children, then his wife's laughter, twisted, mocking. By dawn, it vanished, leaving footprints that shifted from animal to human mid-stride. Tom consulted a medicine man who revealed skinwalkers crave chaos, slipping into skins to stalk the living. Reports flood in. Hikers in the Four Corners region hearing loved ones' voices in the wind, only to find nothing. One group in 2022 vanished entirely, their campsites scattered with animal pelts. The Navajo warn, never whistle at night, it calls them. Tom sold his ranch, but he swears on clear nights he still hears his name on the breeze. In the desert silence, they're always listening. Our final tale brings us to the foggy streets of San Francisco, where history hides horrors. San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge is iconic, but beneath its beauty lies tragedy. Over 1,700 documented suicides since 1937. Among them, whispers the legend of the Ghost Bride, based on a real 1940s incident. In 1942, a woman named Evelyn Thompson, jilted at the altar, drove to the bridge in her wedding gown. Witnesses saw her climb the railing, veil fluttering in the wind, before plunging into the icy bay below. Her body was never found. But Evelyn didn't rest. Drivers report seeing a bride in white hitchhiking on foggy nights, her dress pristine but soaked, eyes hollow with despair. In 2019, a commuter named Alex Rivera picked her up near the bridge's north end. She sat silently in the back, veil obscuring her face. "Take me to my wedding," she murmured. Alex, unnerved, glanced in the rear view. Her reflection showed rotting flesh, water dripping from skeletal hands. Pause. Let tension build. He swerved, but when he looked back, she was gone, leaving only a wet seat and a faded wedding ring. Police records note dozens of similar encounters. Cars stalling mid-bridge, radios blaring old love songs, or sudden urges to jump. One survivor in 2023 claimed a woman's voice pulled him back. "Don't join me." Is Evelyn searching for her lost love, or luring others to share her fate? Next time you're crossing the Golden Gate in fog, check your mirrors. She might be waiting. There you have it. Terrifying, true scary stories from the USA that prove the nightmare is closer than you think. If you've experienced something similar, share in the comments below. Sleep tight, if you can. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more chilling tales. Until next time.